Today's expert, Dr. Swagatam Das, Supervisor, Dr. Anjali Mahajan, Dean R&D, Dr. Devante, Head of Department, CSE, Dr. Malik, faculty members and dear students. I, Shubhani Giri, Associate Dean R&D, privileged to welcome you all for PhD pre-submission seminar of Computer Science and Engineering Department for 4 research scholars. First is Vital Tripathi. The title is Dynamic Administrator Gateway in MGA for Performance Improvement in WML. Second is Vijaya Balpande. The title is Development of an Efficient Parallelization Algorithm for Multi-Core Architecture. Third scholar is Shrikant Sonekar, and the title is Development of an Intelligent Approach for Intrusion Detection in Ad hoc Wireless Network. Fourth scholar is Dipti Ajmere, and the title is Dynamic Load Balancing on Small and Medium Sized Enterprise Cloud. Today's expert, Dr. Swagatam Das, is currently serving as an assistant professor at Electronics and Communication Science Unit of an Indian Statistical Institute, Kolkata, India. His research interests include evolutionary computing, pattern recognition, multi-agent system, and wireless communication. Dr. Das has published one research monograph, one edited volume, and more than 200 research articles in peer-reviewed journals and international conferences. He is the founding co-editor-in-chief of Swarm and Evolutionary Computation, an international journal from elsewhere. Dr. Das has 7,000 plus Google Scholar citation and H-index of 40 filled. He is the recipient of the 2012 Young Engineer Award from the Indian National Academy of Engineering. He is also the recipient of the 2015 Thomson Reuters Research Excellence India Citation Award as the highest cited researcher from India in Engineering and Computer Science category between 2010 to 2014. On behalf of R&D cell of GH City College of Engineering, I welcome you, sir. I request Vital Tripathi to deliver the PhD pre-submission seminar.
Respected expert, Dr. Swagatam Das, respected supervisor, Dr. A.R. Mahajan, HOD of PG CSE Department, Dr. Malik, Dean R&D GHRC, Dr. Pandey sir, co-coordinator for R&D GHRC, Girikunjay Manu, all the respected dignitaries and audience, very good morning. I am Mrs. Vital Tripathi and my pre-submission seminar is on topic Dynamic Administrator Gateway in MGA for Performance Improvement in WML. To elaborate the title, I will say that it is Dynamic Administrator Gateway in Multi-Gateway Association Scheme for Performance Improvement in Wireless Mesh Networks. This is the outline of today's presentation. Coming to introduction, wireless mesh network is a multi-hop wireless network that consists of mesh clients, mesh routers and gateways. This is the simplest definition for wireless mesh network MPD. This is how a wireless mesh network appears. The access to external internet is through gateways, and these gateways can be accessed by the mesh routers, and at the mesh routers actually the client data is coming. So how the gateway is acting here in wireless mesh network? The gateways may have wired or wireless interfaces. Mobility gateway may be mobile gateway or stationary gateway. A gateway can be a rooftop gateway, or it can be a mobile gateway like in metro trains or airplane, like that. It serves as access point to user nodes for accessing the internet. It serves as the access point. Then these are relatively few required. Even if there are few gateways, maximum nodes can get access to internet. The next way is wireless routers. These are again forming an important part of wireless mesh network. Again, at least one wireless interface is required. It may be mobile or stationary. It provides coverage to a wide range because of multiple hops. The main feature that we are considering about a router is that it will not originate or terminate data. It will simply forward the data which is coming from client node towards the gate. And many are needed to provide higher coverage, and therefore cost of these routers can be an issue. Users can be stationary or mobile. These are connected to the mesh network through wireless routers or directly to the gateways. The only sources and destination of data traffic origination is the client or users. And how mesh network works? Typically there is two type of flow, data flow. One is user internet data flow, that is user is trying to access internet, and this is the most common type of flow. User to user data flow, this is in a lesser percentage we are assuming, and my work is concentrated on user to internet data flow. Benefits of wireless mesh network for its popularity: reduction in installation cost, large scale deployment, reliability and self-management. These are the main features or benefits. Applications, there are almost in every area nowadays we can find out the use of wireless mesh network, right from broadband phone networking up to security and surveillance and many more. What are the major issues related to wireless mesh network? So major issues are fairness, capacity, diversity, security and overall cost. We'll see one by one in detail. Like capacity. Capacity of wireless mesh network, because there may be, as shown in the figure, there are several clients. These clients, when they want to access internet, they can get access through gateway, either G1 or here G2. But they, and I have considered here case like the clients are giving their request, forwarding their request to router, and router is connecting to gateway. Router is connected to gateway. So here we can find out that the capacity of gateway G1 is overutilized or it is overburdened as compared to gateway G2, because all the clients which are nearer to gateway G1. The basic problem of multiple gateways, if there are several gateways in a wireless mesh network, the major problem is that how the nodes are associated to gateway. Here, for simplicity, I am considering mesh node as router only. All the data is coming to router and routers are accessing to gateway. So these mesh nodes are either accessing this gateway or this gateway. The decision has to be made, and by default or generally popular scheme of gateway association is nearest gateway association. So if whatever these routers or client or these nodes are finding nearest gateway, they will approach to that gateway for internet access. And in this way, because this gateway, even if it is free, it is not utilized because it is having comparatively at a longer distance. So this is how the capacity of the overall network, we can see that the overall network capacity is not properly used, and this is the major issue that we are investing in gateways and we are not utilizing its capacity. So mesh nodes with their flow approach to the nearest gateway. As an example in the figure, gateway G1 is having heavy traffic flow, whereas gateway G2 is having low. The capacity of gateway G2 is 100. So we can have an alternate way. If we can associate all these to gateway G2 also, then there may be utilization of G2's capacity also, and there will not be overload at G2. So this can be alternate approach. Next is fairness. The clients which are the nodes which are nearer to gateway, when there is gateway, access the gateway, at that time the nearest one is always getting benefit. So in such case, a farther node is always starving. Both the nodes are requesting at the same time, nearer node is getting always access, and always the farther node has to wait. So that is unfair on part of the nodes. The next to it is the problem of diversity. So we are having only nearest gateway association, one gateway, the nodes are associated and there is no diversity, there is no parallel way available. So this is again one more problem. And security is, we can consider here security also. If the included nodes, if the hacker knows that all these nodes are associated to gateway G1 only, and they whenever they want to access their internet, they will approach only to gateway G1. This is the point. These are the links which are going from node to G1. That will be highly risky nodes because the intruder or the hacker may go for tracking these nodes. If we go for alternate or diversified approach, that from any path, if these nodes are connected to G1 as well as G2, then the intruder might have to think that this time data is going to G1 or G2. So that is dynamically that decision is taken, and therefore there are less chances of breaking the security, and we can say that the security we can with multiple gateway association we can prove it. Literature review. I have gone through whatever work has been done in the field of wireless mesh network. Majorly because this area is new, it has been very firstly introduced by Dr. Atkinson, and it was in 2005. So from there, very less work has been done in gateway association. Majorly, the initial papers were based on introduction, challenges, opportunities, architecture for different types of wireless mesh networks. Then channel assignment, major work is done on that. Different routing protocols specific to wireless mesh networks have been developed and introduced. Scheduling. Then how to place a gateway to get maximum benefit. That is again on this direction work is done. So these are the papers which are referring to challenges and opportunities related to wireless mesh network. Literature on architecture is this one. I will not go into much details of it because these are the basic things. Scheduling and routing, most of the work is available on this. Channel assignment, again we are having some of the work done in this direction. Literature on gateway placement. So this is one of the paper I have considered as a base paper we can see. Gateway placement for throughput optimization in wireless mesh network. Here to identify where the maximum flow or where the maximum density of traffic can be, and identifying such locations and placing their gateway will give maximum output or maximum throughput we can say, maximum benefit we can get. So that is the theme of this. But the major problem with this paper is that it is not considering mobility of nodes. Gateway selection and association, again whatever gateway association papers I have gone through, literature I have gone through, majorly gateway association is related to single gateway association, even if there are multiple gateway associations. But in that case the actual work is not in parallelly sending at two different gateways. Like if in our case we have considered that gateway G1 is there, gateway G2 is there, and nodes when they are trying to access gateway, if gateway G1 is busy, they are sitting idle, or if already some session is going on with gateway G1, we can have a parallel session on gateway G2, but that case is not considered in these papers. So this is the problem with even one paper has introduced multi-gateway association in wireless mesh networks by Dr. Sriram Lakshmi and with his group. So in this paper he has introduced multi-gateway association, but how the team has done this multi-gateway association, they have collected capacity of all the gateways in the network and one novel idea of super gateway. There can be a super gateway which will manage the overall all the gateways. So that idea is equals to how the super gateway will work, that is not given. Just an idea has been note that there can be a super gateway to control over all this. So objectives of this research is that we want to improve the performance in wireless mesh network. We want to better utilize the resource, that is the gateways. Then we want to ensure reliability and diversity in data transfer, ensuring fairness amongst the clients for using the resources, that is gateway, efficient controlling and management of overall wireless mesh network. These are the major objectives. Problem statement is study of single gateway association scheme is to be done, and design of multiple gateway association scheme at mesh node. Scheme for dynamically choosing one of the gateways as administrative gateway is to be designed, and evaluation of performance of wireless mesh network for proposed scheme with varying parameters has to be done. So proposed methodology is identifying the factors which are affecting the performance of wireless mesh network, then identifying the performance metrics which are generally used for evaluation and analysis purpose, analysis of existing schemes of gateway association based on these studied parameters, design scheme for associating client to multiple gateways, a scheme for DAG, that is dynamic administrator gateway, to control overall communication in the wireless mesh network through multiple gateways, and testing these all schemes with random scenarios. So this was the methodology I followed. The parameters affecting WM as in our methodology. The first thing is what are the various parameters which are affecting the performance of wireless mesh network. Majorly, as we go on increasing the number of nodes, the performance goes on increasing or degrading if properly not handled scenario. The number of gateways, if we are having only one gateway and there are not many active nodes in the network, then again performance will be great. Load or flow towards the gateway. So this also from which side the flow is originating, depending on that also the performance of wireless mesh network depends. Number of hops from node to gateway, routing, scheduling, and also mobility of the nodes, mobility of gateway. These are further node parameters which we can consider that are affecting the performance of the wireless mesh. Performance matrix, what we can use for evaluation and analysis. Majorly, there are so many performance metrics, but I have considered these and I am concentrating on few of these. Instantaneous throughput, this is the ratio of number of bytes per packet to time required to send the packet. Network throughput is overall ratio of total bytes sent for time t to the actual time t. Packet delivery ratio, ratio of number of packets received to number of packets sent in the network. Then fairness index and end-to-end delay or latency, hop count. So hop count is nowadays it is not considered as one of the major metric. So I have for my analysis and evaluation purpose I have considered network throughput, packet delivery ratio, fairness index and end-to-end delay. On these four performance metrics I have tried to evaluate my proposed schemes. Problem formulation approach, first modeling and design of various types of nodes required like gateways and nodes. I am considering node as the router, mesh node or router. It is actually communicating with gateway directly and gateway is directly communicating through mesh node. So I am not considering how clients are communicating with routers or mesh nodes. So directly gateway nodes, then designing of nodes, agents, packets, then algorithms required for these implementation of these schemes, and tools used for implementation and evaluation. I have used for implementation, checking the implementation of it is done in NS2 and evaluation of it is done using AWS script. The scope I have varied these parameters and tested my proposed schemes, evaluation of existing scheme. So I started with whatever is existing scheme is, that is default gateway association or nearest gateway association. I started with this. So generally used existing scheme is based on single gateway association. This association of a node to gateway is done based on off-com as a metric. Generally this is the scheme which is implemented. As off-com may not always give precise decision for nearness of a node to gateway, we have used end-to-end delay as metric. So I have tried to evaluate the existing scheme of default gateway association, but here I have used performance metric as end-to-end delay. Single gateway association scheme is designed based on end-to-end delay. This is the SGA scheme, single gateway association scheme. Here, whenever a node is for all nodes, when the system is installed, after that each of the node will, for each gateway in its range, it will send hello packet, and it will try to calculate end-to-end delay from the node to that particular gateway. It will save it in a list, sort it out and find out which is the gateway which is having lowest end-to-end delay. And this gateway is designated as primary gateway for the node, and whenever there is a load at node, it will send request to this gateway, and if acknowledgement is received, will start communicating with the gateway, and if acknowledgement is not received, then or we can say if it is rejected, if it is not able to accept the load, then it will signal waiting to the client, because node is connected to mesh node is connected to client. This is the scenario. So in the scenario, we can find out that if there is congestion, then even in the nearest case, few of the nodes are rejected for services. Then the next, I proposed multi-gateway association scheme, because the single gateway association scheme is having this problem. Here we can observe that the gateways few of the gateways are again, here there is congestion, and this gateway is having no load, because these nodes are associated to nearest gateway, and this gateway is comparatively at a larger distance from the nodes, and therefore it is not associated to any of the nodes. So we can have multiple gateway associations. I have considered both the things, like the stationary gateway. I have first considered a grid scenario, 5x5 grid scenario, where the nodes are also fixed, where the gateways are also fixed. Later on, I tried to give mobility to all the nodes as well as gateways. Both the things are there. This is code for multi-gateway association. So here, once again, it is finding out end-to-end delay. Every node is finding out end-to-end delay from the node to every gateway in its range. Then it is saving it in a list. It is designating the lowest end-to-end delay gateway as the primary gateway, and secondary gateway is the gateway. It is second best is designated as secondary gateway. So if primary gateway is not free, it is rejecting the acceptance of node, then towards the secondary gateway, the data is transferred. So this is the scheme that second best is the secondary gateway. So these are having nearest gateway as this one, but secondary gateway little bit at a longer distance, but this gateway can be utilized when this is denying services.
How are you fixing the threshold? There is a threshold.
So that is, I am taking interface queue length threshold actually. So if packet starts dropping from IFQ, it will reject. It will send a signal of rejection that it cannot take it. Basic threshold is set so that whatever is there in the queue, at least that can be processed. Then this is dynamic administrator gateway scheme which is proposed. So it is in 3 phases: add node, add primary gateway and secondary gateway is not taken only based on NDA, but also on highest IFQ threshold. The gateway which can accept more number of packets, which can keep more number of packets in its queue. That also we have considered. The rest of the things are same as in case of multiple gateway at the node side. Then at gateways we have to change little bit things. Here for each gateway we have to set the threshold. Whatever is the current node that is notified somewhere. Then if new node is requested from a node to this gateway, then we will first check that if threshold is greater than current node and requested node, addition of these two. If so, it will accept. Otherwise, it will reject with notification to administrator gateway. There is a gateway which will be designated as administrator gateway. So whenever a gateway is denying services to its node, it will not only send rejection message to the node, but it will also notify to the administrator gateway that I have rejected some of the flow. So it will keep note of to which node ID it has sent rejection message. After every beacon, this will announce whatever is its current node. This is required for gateway table which is maintained by administrator gateway. In that, these updations will be made after every beacons. Then, if suggestion packet is there, now whenever a gateway is rejecting load to a node, it is notifying the administrator gateway that it has rejected the load. So the administrator gateway will not only know it, but it will find out in its range which are the gateways which are underutilized. So even if there is primary gateway, secondary gateway with the node, but if there is a case that there is denial of service from primary or secondary gateway, this administrator gateway will suggest that there are further more gateways which can be accessed, which are underutilized, and if these gateways are in the range of node, they can send their flow towards that. So this suggestion packet from AG is sent to gateway that will notify your clients to send data to this particular suggested gateway. So if apart from this administrator gateway, it is again this may get overloaded because this is not dedicated for the purpose of only administration. It may be working as a normal gateway, as a primary gateway, as a secondary gateway for its node. And apart from it, it is taking charge of administrator gateway also. So in such case where this administrator gateway is getting overloaded, it will inform to its best next gateway to take charge of administrator. So this is in step number 15, 16, 17, that if request to take charge from administrator gateway is received by this gateway, it will send an acknowledgement after checking the status of its own, and then it will announce in next beacon that I am administrator, so that other gateways will make note of. Then at the administrator gateway, we have to check first self current node and threshold. These values are set as for any normal gateway. If these things are okay, then for each announcement received from gateway, if newly joined gateway, then it will create a entry in gateway table. Gateway table is maintained by administrator gateway, wherein there is what is the threshold of each and every gateway, what is its current node, because those gateways are in every beacon sending messages, whatever their current node. So that updation is going on in gateway table at the administrator. If new, then this record is added to the gateway table. If notification from gateway after reject. Now we have seen that at the gateway side, if it is rejecting some flow, it will send a notification to administrator. If such notification from gateway is coming to administrator gateway, this will make suggest packet after referring to gateway table that it is maintaining, that whatever gateway is having lowest flow, that is sending suggestion. So if it is not able to manage its own load, then this will send gateway with lowest load request to take charge as administrator. If this administrator gateway is not able to data to directly administer this gateway which is having race. So if in race, it will start sending to this. This is how dynamic administrator gateway is working. These are exchanges of messages. Again, same thing. Whenever mesh node is having data for communication, or whenever it wants to originate flow, it will send request to secondary gateway, primary gateway to both simultaneously. As the replies are received, it will, if this is denying, then to secondary gateway, it will transfer the load. If both are not accepting, if this is rejecting, primary gateway rejecting, then it will go to secondary gateway. If secondary gateway is rejecting, then this rejection message is coming to node, but at the same time it is informed to administrator gateway. This administrator gateway from its suggestion, from its gateway table, will suggest a better gateway to this gateway which has rejected, and this will suggest to node to divert its load towards the suggested gateway. So these are scenarios I have taken. This is one example scenario. This is not the only scenario. There are several experiments have been done. So 5x5 grid and with transmission range of 250, carrier sense range of 550 meters, number of nodes 25, 8 nodes generating traffic, 4 gateways, CBR traffic, and packet size of 125 bytes and run time of 150 seconds and 5 minutes. Chain is here also. Here 12 nodes are generating traffic, and for each gateway, active nodes to 5. So this is some snapshot of simulation. Here this is for grid scenario, and static we can say gateways and nodes, but all are connected wirelessly. Here mobility is considered. So evaluation metrics, I have used these 4 evaluation metrics: throughput, PDR, packet delivery ratio, end-to-end delay, and 12%. So 4 flows, as I have said that in this case I am having 4 gateways. So 4 different flows I have considered, and these flows are varied with different runs. For different runs I have taken different flows, but aggregate flow I try to keep same so that a comparison can be made. So this is the input when observations. So for with varied flow 1, I have got this output, and you can see here that this SGA, it is having very low performance. So out of total flow of 1 Mbps, only 0.75 is here. This is rather better, but in this case we can observe that here it is only 40%. So that is much improved with the proposed multi-gateway association scheme, and even further improvement is done with the help of DAGs, that is dynamic administrator gateway. So this is for varying flow 1. Similarly, I have got it for varying flow 2, flow 3, flow 4. So in each and every case we can observe that we are getting better performance for MGA and for this DAG scheme. We can see that 46%, 64%, and here from even better than this. If we can consider, here I have considered only end-to-end delay for associating gateway, whereas here in DAG we have considered administrator gateway, which is suggesting, as well as we have considered for associating primary gateway, secondary gateway, we have considered not only end-to-end delay but also the threshold. So 2 parameters we have considered, and therefore it is giving better performance. With varying flow 3, and overall for 4, then this is aggregate on an average how the performance has been improved. You can see it graphically that how much changes are there. So with as compared to this SGA scheme, there is vast change we can observe here. Improvement in performance or overall Fairness comparison. If this fairness index is 1, we assume that the scheme is fairer. Here we can see that there is no such case in single gateway association, but I have got for two, one for MJ, one for DAG. There was a scenario when the flows were 111 Mbps and I got fairness index equal to 1. So this is an achievement. In conclusion, wireless mesh networks with less fluctuating flows towards gateways can be better implemented using simple traditional way of single gateway association. Single gateway association is very simple. It can be implemented if we know that there are these many nodes and only this much flow will be there. So when there is no variation, when we know data traffic, this is better. But for more demanding and fluctuating traffic towards gateways, there are different schemes for multiple gateway association. As I have told earlier in literature review that there are some schemes suggested, but here one such scheme is proposed in this research which has resulted in better performance in fluctuating signal. Static allocation of node to primary and secondary gateway may not work always better, and therefore we have introduced the dynamic administrator gateway scheme, which outperforms in almost all the scenarios considered for testing. It can be inferred that improvement in the network throughput, PDR and fairness along with lower end-to-end delay leads to overall performance improvement of the wireless mesh network. And because we are having more throughput, we have improved throughput, we have improved packet delivery ratio, we can say that reliability of the network has been improved, and reliability is one of the quality of service parameter which is demanded in wireless mesh network. So we can say that we have to some level reached up to that quality of service parameter, reliability. In future scope, I have tested only for 4 performance metrics. Recently there is one maximum airtime metric introduced by 802.11s draft, and that I have not considered because it was during this time and I was working with these basic 4 metrics. I started with this, so I thought after completion this I will do, but I couldn't find time. So this remains future scope. Next is checking the performance for mobile. So mobile I have considered only 1 scenario. I have not tested rigorously for varying number of nodes, varying mobility parameters. So this is also one future thing I have there. And this is evaluated and implemented in NS2, which is a network simulator. So practically it has not been tested. It remains in the future testing. These are my recommendations.
You started working from 2010 or something?
Yes sir, I started working from actually 2009, but I registered in 2011 after working for some level. Yes.
Actually, the first 2 future scopes that you have mentioned should be in the thesis because your basic contribution is just to algorithms, which doesn't have much analytical analysis or something. So this testing should be very rigorous. Especially we should be tested for mobile gateways and very situations. If possible, you try to improve some of
Yes,
some of
yes,
these.
yes, I will try. I have done it. I have included it, but not for.
You will show any such thing.
Yes, these are some snapshots, and actually data I have not added because it is a simple 1 scenario I considered, and I found it better. It was better, no doubt. I can add it. That